Gets me through my morning every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Some good news, I'd say, Jodes. Some good news coming out of France.
Yes, because a man has been fined nearly $330 after using his phone's loudspeaker. I will repeat that. His phone's loudspeaker to make a call while at a French train station.
Deserves a fine. Absolutely deserves a fine.
Yeah. David was on a call with his sister when a French railway employee approached him. He said, I think the person was offended. She took out her notebook and fined me. Well done. A round of applause for that woman.
Let's go again. Well done.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. There is a special place in hell for people who speak on loudspeakers.
Oh, it's irritating, isn't it?
Because, do you know why? Because it's working on the assumption that everyone wants to hear your call. Everyone wants to hear your personal communication with a loved one or a friend.
Or that you've completely blocked out the rest of the world, like you're the only person in the world.
Yeah. We've got a guy at the gym who just watches his TV shows on the elliptical on loudspeaker.
Can't do that.
Also, I'll say it again, I don't want to hear your communication, whether it be a TV show or a movie, whatever you're watching, music, no thank you.
Spot it, keep it to yourself. Can we do this?
Pet peeves, public pet peeves.
Yeah, that's right, public pet peeves.
Geez, you put that together without running it past me first, didn't you?
Certainly
what?
did. And I did that as well. I didn't have the help of our audio guy. I did that by myself.
Oh, okay.
Very proud of myself.
Do you want to play it again? Just the word it was.
Peeves, public pet peeves.
To B52's Love Shack.
Well done. You did that about 5 minutes before the show started, didn't you?
Didn't want to go the instrumental?
No.
Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. It's fine. You get the idea, though. 13, 24, 10, your public pet peeves. I got one.
Go.
And you know how Cara, my wife's put me on this big old ban for going out for breakfast.
Yes.
If it was up to me, I'd blow all my money on eggs on toast every single morning out at a cafe.
And bacon and egg rolls, yes.
Spot on. Wasn't that long ago, I went to a cafe in Glenelg and had eggs on toast, so now it's a bit of a treat. And there was a lady sitting across on the phone, loudspeaker, and clearly she was on hold. So this was on loudspeaker, this sort of hold music, and no one enjoys hold music. It's intense.
How long for, you reckon?
Well, as long as I was there for.
Okay.
So just the nerve to sit there and be like, it's okay. I know everyone else around can hear it, but also the cafe employee, wouldn't the cafe employee go over there and say, just turn your phone off?
Well, I think people get scared in that space. I think people get a little bit, frighties about it. You've got one, producer Molly, don't you?
I have so many. But at the moment, the one that's killing me is when you're at the traffic light, it goes green and you get that toot,
Stop it.
0.5 of a second. Like, I'm going, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going as fast as I can. Are you a reactor in that space? Do you gesture? Because I do. I'm like, settle down, mate.
I just go real slow.
You were saying, I shouldn't say this, you're saying during the song.
Don't.
You get a beep and you're like, hey, I'm trying to scroll Instagram here. I'm trying to read the paper.
That was a joke.
That was a joke.
For off
That was
air.
a joke. I was off air. I
Thank
should have
you
said that on air.
very much. I've got one for you. What about those people when you're at the airport and everyone's waiting for their bags and their bags aren't coming, but they stand right next to the thing that goes round and round? What's that called?
You'll get your the carousel.
The carousel.
You'll get your bag. You'll get your bag, Johnny. Don't worry about it.
And also, Johnny, my bag's coming. So if you could just step back so I can have access to it, that would be great.
It's not first and best dressed to get a bag.
No.
Your bag will make its journey around.
100%.
All right, 13, 24, 10.
Pet peeves, public pet peeves.
Your public pet peeves. Actually, let's kick it off straight away.
Yeah.
Cameron from Seaford, good morning to you.
Hey, how you going?
What do you got, mate?
What's
Your public pet peeve.
Oh, we said that.
Slow walkers.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
I'm with you. Slow walkers. Can we also put in the category slow drivers?
Yes, that is also a massive pet peeve.
Right. So in what space do you take offence to slow walkers? Is it at the shopping centre? Is it just walking by the beach? What is it?
Yeah, in shopping centres, and especially when they're about 5 wide and you can't get past them.
Oh, yeah, that is
spot on. Cameron, well done, and thank you for bringing this to our attention because it's a good one.
Can you remember when we were down at the Maryland swim a couple of weeks ago, and there was a woman who was trying to go for a run along the track, along the beach, and she was getting so annoyed because I'm sorry, babe, there are 700 Marilyns in the proximity doing something nice for cancer research, and you're getting annoyed because you're trying to go for a jog right in the middle of the guts of
It's not a good time. It's not a good time.
And I said to you, what about this woman getting annoyed at all the people on the footpath because she's trying to go for a run? You were like, yeah, that would be me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what are all these Marilyns doing here? 13 24 10, your public pet peeves. Let's take some calls next and maybe use it as an opportunity to really vent.
Just vent. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning.
Go for it. Vent away, doll.
So, just adding on to the slow walkers,
Yeah.
people that are just constantly looking at their phones while they're walking.
Yes.
And then they decide to stop in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah.
Don't move to the side or anything, guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll just stop in the middle.
I'll walk around you.
We'll just go around, you know.
Didn't you?
It's your world.
Did you have one the other day at the petrol station?
Happened to me yesterday, actually.
What happened?
I was just getting the kids an ice cream and sort of stuck in the middle where she was about to pay. And it was a big enough distance where we didn't know whether she was supposed to move up or I was about to go in front of her.
Yeah.
So I sort of looked at her, I looked around her, made eye contact with her, and she looked at me and then looked back down at her phone. So I just walked in front of her to the cash register. Of course it made me angry.
Did you call her a name under your breath?
No, I didn't. But then I ate my paddle pop and I calmed down.
Okay. Rainbow paddle pops will have that effect on any person. If you're in a rage, it'll just bring you back down to earth.
Really calms the farm. Producer Molly?
I've walked into a pole before while looking at my phone.
Wow.
See, no, more of that, please. More of that, please,
Yeah.
because that's very, very entertaining for everything around you.
Yeah, that is funny.
I'd like to see that.
Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning, beautiful people. How are we?
Good, Tanya. Good
Thank
energy.
you, Tanya. What's your public pet peeve?
Oh, look, I had an encyclopedia when I heard the topic, but I thought, let's narrow it down, people. So I went with, on public transport, when you see teenagers take up all the seats where the elderly are supposed to sit, and they're just sitting on their phones oblivious to the world, and you're watching old people nearly falling over, breaking a hip, and I'm thinking, really? Manners cost you nothing, people.
Manners are so free, aren't they, Tanya? That's
Spot
so
on.
true.
Do you know what, Tanya? I think it's a new generation. I don't think it's been instilled into them that you should always look after your elders, and probably the least thing you can do is give up your seat. I don't reckon they even know.
True, Tanya.
Well, what about pregnant people? You know,
Yeah.
there's a whole vast array. You know, people in wheelchairs. We're not just talking about the elderly here.
No.
I just think, wow, I don't know. My children have got it instilled in them, but I just looked, and the last time I was on a bus and I'm like, wow. All I could think of was wow. And I actually walked up and I said to two of the kids sitting there, I just, I said, get your earpods out. And they just looked at me like, who the hell are you? And I'm like, do you want to stand up? There's like old people standing here. And they're like,
Tanya.
like I beat them or something. Part of me wanted to. Is that wrong?
Tanya needed a rainbow paddle pop after that. Calm down. Tanya, thank you so much for your call. Good morning, Stace.
Good morning.
Okay, what drives you insane in public?
Influencers doing their reels in public.
Yes. That's a good one, Stacey.
It's so true. Where have you seen it, Stace?
I've just come back from a holiday in Phuket, and beautiful resort, family friendly and everything. And I don't know how many times I saw girls in their tiny bikinis getting their boyfriends to film them posing in the pool, pushing up their chest, doing all the things that they thought would get them likes. And I just got my kids to do dive bombs behind them. I was like, no. It's no one looks at these people and goes, wow, what a life. I really want to be like them.
Do you know who I feel sorry for in that space is the boyfriends, the partners who are have been berated into submission by having to take 700 videos and photos on holiday.
No partner wants to be in that situation, but you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Stacey.
All right.
Excuse me.
Who have we got on line one here, Joe?
Who's this?
Who have we got
Is this
here?
who I think it is?
Is this, we were speaking before about, you said Chad Corns wore number 18 back in the day.
Yes.
I think it was Kane. And I feel like this could be someone who is easily irritated. Is this the one and only Kane Corns?
Well, this segment is the best segment I've heard on radio all year. In fact, I'm jealous of it and disappointed that I didn't do it. There are so many things that annoy me, and I just like sitting here going, this is amazing. Like loud eaters, like anyone who sits there and crunches an apple next to me, like just reserve a special place, you know where for that.
Yeah.
I've been going to the sauna lately a lot, Joe. I think I've seen you at Next Gen. They've got a great sauna there. And
Yes.
on a similar vein, like loud drinkers, like they got their big water bottle and they feel the need to just chug down all this water, like as loud as you could possibly do it. And I'm thinking, just have a quiet sip. Yep, it's hot. I don't need to hear you drink like that. So that would be one of those incredibly annoying. I travel a lot, Hazy. Let's let me loose for a little bit. And people that stand right when their bag is miles away from coming, like through the security area, and they're standing right there, and everyone's trying to get around them like it's a high traffic area. Just stand back, wait for your bag to come through, and then go and retrieve your goods. So I'm a little bit fired up. I need a rainbow paddle pop, and I was like driving. So my son's learning to drive as well. Like he's on his L plates, and I'm telling you, there is nothing more stressful than that. So I had that. With dealing with that, like trying to guide him to school when he's driving. I had you on the radio, and I was just getting so annoyed. So I just need to calm down here, Hazy.
No, hey, just one before you go, Kane. And I got to say, when we used to work together at SEN, I would have my morning cup of coffee at around about 5:30, and I would make sure that there'd be I'd read your body language coming into the studio and be like, I might just slurp my coffee outside the studio this morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And then when they take like a big after they've had a drink, like, what are you doing?
I reckon your old man would do that as well. That'd be a Graham Corn special.
100%. What's going on?
Okay, Kane, we could listen to you being annoyed all day, but we have to get to the news.
I'll let you go. Great chat.
13 24 10. That's the standard.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, I mean, welcome, and what a time to join us. Oh, my very goodness.
And if you have tuned in at 6:40, then well done, because it's our favourite time of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe a little bit blue. Maybe we're not quite as wholesome as we usually are, but we get the stuff out of our system before we straighten up after 7 o'clock.
We're like small children who just need to be a little bit naughty before we're good for our parents.
Yeah. 100%. Jodes, I want to lift the lid on some male-specific things.
Okay.
And that is, probably I'd call it my top 3 PRIs.
Right.
And that is penis-related injuries. Finally, after so many requests from you guys, people have been sliding into my DMs.
I've had
Take us through your top 3 PRIs.
So many people slide into my DMs. And what have they said?
They've said, give us your top 3 PRIs.
Okay, go on then.
Because there's a new one, and we'll call it FP, frozen penis.
Whoa.
Have you heard of frozen penis before?
Never in my whole entire existence.
Producer Molly?
No.
FP, heard of that before?
No.
So basically, it's when you're in the snow for far too long, maybe over an hour. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Your penis freezes.
Yeah.
But there's a chance that it doesn't unthaw because it could destroy all the blood vessels and things like that.
Oh, no.
An Olympic skier has lifted the lid on unbearable pain he endured after suffering from FP for the second time. Gosh, you would have learned after the first time.
Goodness me.
His name is Remi Lindholm. He represented Finland in the grueling men's 50-kilometre cross-country skiing at the Winter Olympics in Beijing. And I've heard the cross-country skiing is outrageous, like potentially the most torturous sport on the planet.
I can't think of anything worse, can you? Would be like running a marathon, but in the freezing cold.
Yes.
Yuck.
And also, I like it. Do you want to sweat during a marathon, or do you potentially want to see your penis fall off because it's so cold? Who knows? What a decision. So after racing for approximately 1 hour and 16 minutes and minus 17 degrees temperatures, he admitted that he'd endured the nightmare injury. Luckily for the second time, though, it thawed out and he was okay.
Okay. So officials gave him a heat bag after the race. That's how they brought it back to life.
There you go, Remy. Whack that on there. See what happens.
But he said that's when the pain really started to kick in as it started to, defrost, like when you put your chicken in the microwave for the
100%.
day so it all thaws out.
Yes. Very small before it thaws back out, So I'd put that in the same category as the dreaded TT.
What's that?
Twisted testes.
Okay.
But 2 mates that have had twisted testes.
No way.
Yes,
Right.
yes. All at school, by the way. Can be a simple manoeuvre and all of a sudden you're twisted. And also the RT, and that is the ruptured testes.
Oh!
Do you know on average we're getting 1 instance of ruptured testes per year in the AFL at one stage?
No way.
Solid knock in there.
They-
Ruptured. I couldn't imagine something more painful.
It doesn't get spoken about enough in the AFL, the ruptured testy, does it?
I don't think there could be a worse pain, but maybe it's the dreaded FP.
You know how they put out the injury list for each club each week? Imagine that. Z Butters. RT.
TT, what's that mean? Moving on, 6 to 8 weeks.
They're one of Australia's favourite bands. You might know them from these hits. And they're playing here in Adelaide at the Fantail at Gluttony, March 15th. It's the Presets.
Julian Hamilton from the Presets. Good morning.
Good morning. How you going, guys?
Oh, we're so good, and we can't wait to welcome you to Fringe. Now, the last time you were here crowd surfing, is that right?
Well, yeah, it was crowd surfing. It was many, many years ago. We were playing the Fringe opening party in the gardens there. Gosh, it must have been 12 or 13 years ago. And we thought it was crowd surfing, but when we looked out to the crowd in more detail, the crowd they were throwing Sulo bins, the big wheelie bins around, and we realised there was actually wheelie bins crowd surfing, and we'd never seen that before, and it was quite an enduring memory of Adelaide.
Well, that's what we want to do, Julian. We just want to make sure that you remember us forever, so that's why we went down that path.
Oh, absolutely. You would have seen some stuff in crowds. Have you ever looked out and gone, oh my God, what the hell is going on there? What's the weirdest thing you've seen crowds carry on with?
Oh goodness! What is it? Are we in PG land now?
Yeah.
Sure.
We actually played a show a couple of years in a row in San Francisco called the Folsom Street Fair, and it's kind of like it's like Pride Week over there. It's like Mardi Gras kind of week.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hardcore. I saw a lot of
I didn't know which way you were going to go, but it makes sense.
Oh, this is Nova. You can get away with it. Wow. How do you even deal with that?
Yeah, it was great. It was a killer show. It was a fun time. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on out in front of us that we probably can't repeat on radio.
Yeah, amazing scenes.
Julian, before we let you go, you guys have done so much and been around and so consistent for so long. What gets you buzzing? Does everything still get you buzzing these days, or what gets you really excited?
Oh, it's still fun doing these shows. I mean, but the crazy thing is, like now we see like 2, even 3 generations of fans in the crowd now because we've been doing it for so long. So, we have fans coming down, but they're bringing their kids along now. And, it's crazy. So it's really fun being able to share the experience with the new generations. And honestly, it still feels the same for us on stage when we're rocking out and the people are dancing. It's always a good time, and it continues to be. We love visiting Adelaide, and the food, oh man, and the wine. It's awesome down there. So we can't wait to come down and party with you guys again.
Oh, fantastic! The Presets at the Fantail at Gluttony, Rymel Park, Saturday 15th of March. Julian, thanks so much for the chat, mate. We can't wait to get here.
It's a pleasure. See you soon.
2 things. Don't bring your Sulo bins, and also keep it in your pants.
Yeah. Good call.
Exactly.
The thing about football.
This is the time of year, Joe, as we get all sorts of different predictions. In fact, tips hitting our papers very, very soon as well. Head to tips.com.au and see all the tips every Thursday in the Advertiser. We spoke to Jonathan Brown yesterday. He gave us his predictions.
I've got a good perspective after Adelaide played Brisbane last week. They beat them up in Brisbane. I thought they were fantastic. I really think Adelaide can re-enter the finals. They haven't been there for 7 years. I know Nixie's under a fair bit of pressure, but I think Nixie's a fantastic coach. Brisbane are the best list in it, but don't underestimate the loss of Joe Danu. So I think Brisbane can go back-to-back. I've got a feel for my old mate Kenny Hinkley, so I just hope Kenny can stick it up because, what a difficult situation he's been thrust into, no question about that. I think Josh Carr will do a tremendous job, but, geez, I think it's a tough job for Kenny Hinkley.
Jonathan Brown, Brisbane premise for him. Surprise, Brownie.
Shocking.
As a Brisbane grape.
Okay, do you want to do your predictions first?
Okay, so let's go through our predicted grand finals and how we think Port Adelaide and the Crows will do.
Correct.
I think in the grand final this year, and I hate to say it because you're either with them or fiercely against them, I think Collingwood's going to be there.
Oh my God, I was going to say that.
Oh, it hurts your soul, doesn't it?
But I couldn't say it. But I'll let you say it. Who are they going to play?
I think they're going to play against Brisbane.
Yeah.
But I think Collingwood could win it all. Your predicted grand final?
Oh, God. Look at my sheet. I had Brisbane v Collingwood, and then I scrubbed it out because I just couldn't do it. I hate Collingwood. I hate them with passion.
Yeah, but you have to respect that they're very good. And they've got Dan Houston.
Yes, I know.
He's very good.
Well, I'm going to say Brisbane, Sydney.
Ooh, Brisbane-Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the
grand final rematch.
Crows, I reckon, will finish around 6.
Okay.
And I also hate to say this, but I think Port might just dip out of the finals this year.
Excuse me very much.
I'm going to say 9th.
Okay. I'm going to say that the Crows will finish 6th as well. I think that's a very good spot for them. Look at us. Look at us.
Oh,
Look at me stealing your ideas.
I know, thank you.
And I think Port Adelaide will still, I think they'll still be hovering around the top 4. They might finish 5th though.
Okay.
And it'll be a nice lead in to the next chapter of Port Adelaide, and that's Josh Carr next year.
Port Adelaide to finish higher than the Crows, you say?
Oh, yes, that's what I'm going to say.
All right.
Can we bring in the expert?
Yeah, I mean, we've had our thoughts in this space, but let's go to a former sports show host.
That's true, actually.
That's producer Molly, and oh my God, she'll be so across all of this. Maybe we could just throw a few questions at you. Is that all right?
Here we go again.
All right, Molly, who do you think is going to play in the grand final for a start?
Essendon good.
Yeah, the thing about Essendon is it's been years and years and years and years and years since they played in and won a final.
Yeah.
So, no.
No. Okay.
Okay, so who is our likely Coleman medalist for this year?
I don't know what that is. Is that the best player ever? Like in the year? Don't.
Leading goal kicker for the year.
Tex.
Tex. At the what?
Didn't he get 10 last year?
At the ripe age of 34, 35, Tex wins his first Coleman.
Above Riley too.
Nice.
Which would be interesting.
Outstanding. I thought it was Riley's forward line now. Great stuff. I'll go on for you. Do you think Sid Draper will debut in round 1?
Yep.
For who?
For who?
Sydney Swan.
I didn't know you could trade players
I didn't know
on
that
the eve
either.
of the season. That's
Okay.
crazy. What do you think? Obviously, we've seen all the news, and it's a little bit, it's a bit controversial, but what do you think Josh Carr's going to do next year?
Is he a kicking coach?
A kicking coach?
A kicking coach?
Is he an assistant coach?
Yeah, but what's he doing next year?
What's his next step, do you reckon?
He's going to be the new host of the Rush Hour.
Didn't see that. It's a bold move from Triple M. It's a bold move. They're going to have to pay him a lot of money.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Yes, this is an opportunity, Jones, for you, the listeners, to choose the music. That's what it's all about.
So we have a random generator that's about to give us our selected year, and then it's going to spit out some tunes, and then we have to jump in when we hear one that we like.
We don't know the tunes it's going to play.
No.
And once we've selected the tune, if you're in, then you're in. You don't know what's coming up next. And then if you leave it to the last song, then sometimes you could be left with an absolute doozy. Last week, for example, I was left with 50 Cent PIMP. But that was the winner. Crazy.
Just had to bring that up, did you?
Well, it is 4-1 if we are keeping score.
Yeah. Cool. Apparently we
Who's
are.
keeping score? Am I keeping score?
It feels like you are.
All right.
Very aggressively.
Producer Molly is here. And before we speak to Molly, let's just punch in this little generator.
1995.
Ooh, that's interesting, Producer Molly.
1995. Good year. I was 1.
Okay. Good for you. All right.
Okay.
Little age flex over there.
Where she makes us feel very, very old indeed.
Okay.
It was also the year that the Grand Prix was moved from Adelaide to Melbourne. Bit of a sour memory.
That's
I think
a
we
downer.
took that really well.
Yeah, we've got over that. Not.
And Pixar released their first film. Any guesses?
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, is that old Toy Story? Also, was it 95, 96? South Australia last won the Shield. Was it 95, 96?
That sounds
Shield.
right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take that as well.
Cricket, mate. Got it.
That's sport, Molly, so that's not your wheelhouse. All right, should we go into the first song?
Yes, please.
Okay. Don't know what this is going to be. Oh, you almost went for it.
Not for me, though.
It's not for me either. Because it's hard to select the first one. Right, next one. What a year for tunes. Seal. Damn it. Not for me, not for me. Okay, song number 3.
Maybe.
Ah, it's good.
Jodie.
Oh, she's in. So, Real McCoy, Another Night.
Yep.
Jodie is locked in.
Locked away.
Okay, here we go. Next one for me. And I've got 3 songs to choose, by the way. Here we go. Boring.
Is it going to go? Sister, kicking all that.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I do like it, Jose. Just kidding, I'm out. Sorry, what happened? What happened?
Your
I just
ability
blanked out for
to
a second.
seamlessly integrate that word into any song ever
my God.
is your superpower.
Am I in? Am I in?
I don't know.
Oh, one more to go after this.
You're giving yourself some real space to breathe.
Oh.
Wind him up, please.
Come on.
Hang on. I really need you tonight. No, I'm out.
You've just had 28
I'm out,
seconds
I'm
of
out.
that song. You
Okay.
might as well have played it.
So, so I have to choose this song now, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to choose this song. Is it going to be a doozy? Oh, so this is the great Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. Joe's always so disappointed. There you go.
See what? You don't get rewarded for being brave in this space.
So close. So close to choosing Nikki French, Total Eclipse of the Heart. What an awful decision that would have been. All right, Montel Jordan, this is how we do it, versus Another Night by The Real McCoy. Get voting at Instagram, Jody and Hazy. Winning song revealed tomorrow.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know. I need to know. What's in the news today? I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Oh my very goodness, there is a lot happening in Queensland, to say the least. We're in the midst of a cyclone Alfred probably hitting the shores very, very soon.
Yes, absolutely.
So we thought we probably need to go to a resident/expert/Gold Coast icon. So we're going to your mum, Jones.
Oh, good morning, Colleen.
Morning, Colleen.
Good morning, everyone. That's quite the intro there.
Isn't it? So, Mum, I spoke to you yesterday. You're sort of got your emergency kit ready. You've battened down all the outdoor furniture. What's it like up there at the moment?
It is very calm in the suburbs. Quite different from what's happening down on the coast. It seems to be that's where the main impact is at the moment. The seas have been huge, up to 6 metres. Massive erosion everywhere and heavy rain and wind gusts. But
this is a woman who consumes a lot of the ABC. That's why she's up to date.
Up to date with the information.
Talk us through the shops, Mum. So obviously Bunnings has been wiped out. What have the shelves been cleared of?
I have been trying to buy bottled water since Monday. And I have been at the supermarket at 8 a.m. in the morning and the shelves are clear.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It has been amazing. And the old standby of toilet paper, of course, has had its problems again. So those shelves have been cleared. But a lot of canned food, perishables, all those sorts of things are the first to go. People seem to be stocking up on cooked chicken. Amazingly.
Tradie's handbag.
That seems to be the standard go-to.
What did you just call it?
Tradie's handbag.
Is that what? I've never heard that before.
Barbecue chook.
Yeah, barbecue chook.
Colin, I've got a question for you. Even though you're, almost in the midst of a natural disaster, what are the chances of your daughter knocking on the door and dropping off the kids for a couple of days?
I think I would prefer to be knocking on her door and looking after the kids and sitting here. I think the anticipation of what's to come is probably the hardest thing, and we've been sort of building up. It's going to cross the coast overnight, it's going to cross the coast later, and now we're talking about 4 p.m. on Friday, and I can only imagine what it must be like with little kids, trying to keep them calm through something like this. It's amazing.
Or when we were saying sitting up in one of those high rises on the strip as well. God, that would be terrifying, being 20 floors up at the moment. Also, good to see a stingray was floating down a commercial shopping strip as well. So
good.
Good times. Good times on the Gold Coast.
Shout out to all the stingrays.
All right, thanks, Mum.